One day, you might see me in a whole new way. One day, but still I see that I'm the same OJ. One day, you might.
And it never happens on your time, like when you think you're ready, like it's supposed to happen. It always happens when it's supposed to happen. Because the period that you feel ready and people are not acknowledging the material the way you feel like they should because it's good, is the time that you actually develop skin thick enough to survive when it does work. You know, it's like when you play something and you know what it is, this is good.
Yo, what up YouTube? Welcome to Sinn-Take, man. My name is Sin, coming back at y'all with another one. And in that clip you have 50 Cent talking about how things never happen on your time. Meaning that things never happen when you expect it. You know, especially like when you passionate about something, we all like expect things to happen because we know it's hot. You know, we expect things to happen because we put in so much work and we know it's dope. You know, it's like, yo, like, damn, I know this shit gonna work. I know my shit dope. I know it's off the chain. I know this is a great business. I know people gonna buy it. I know it's gonna take off. But it never happens like that. It never happens like that. Things happen when it's supposed to happen, like 50 say. How many times, right, have you seen somebody start working out because they lose weight, and because they not losing weight at the rate that they expected to or they want to, they just quit and they give up? They just say fuck it, then they just go back to how they was and probably even worse. They probably gained more weight because they just gave up. You can't do that. You can't do that with nothing. That's why I say you gotta keep working. You gotta keep working. You're not always gonna get the results that you want right away. But as long as you keep working and you putting that product out, or you continue working on your business, or you continue working on your art, and you continue working on your body and your health, guess what? It'll come. You will start seeing those results that you're looking for. But if you just give up, then you won't have a chance. You never gave it a chance because you didn't get the results that you was expecting. Things happen when it's supposed to happen. Just like 50 said, things will happen when it's supposed to happen. But you never give up, because when you give up, it's like, damn, you know, all that work that you already done put in and just go right down the drain. But when you keep working at something, God and the universe will make sure that you align with the things that you after, that the things that you want with the things that you want. You know, eventually it will get out there and it's going to start connecting with people and all that other stuff. But if you just quit, then when people do see the product that you put out and start looking for more, they like, well, what the hell happened? You know, that person ain't put out nothing since 2016. It's 2021. They just quit. Then you won't take off. You done gave up on the dream. You done quit working. You stopped working out. You're not losing weight. You gain more weight. And then what? You just in a deeper hole. You got to give your dreams a chance at the end of the day. You know, when you're working on a solid foundation or something, when you're working on anything huge, it's going to take time, and it will never happen when you expect it. You know, I done put out seven solo albums. And I'm very proud of that. But after every album that I put out, I always just talk. I'm like, man, I know I had the same feeling over and over and over again. And then I just stopped thinking about it, you know, because I love making music so much. I love the game. I love hip hop. And I just continued to put my all in it. And then I just made sure it wasn't about that. And then it just started racking up. And even to this point, I still haven't taken off yet. But so what? I'm doing something that I love doing. And if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. I'm going to continue to put out work So the people, so when it do happen, guess what? I got a large body of work behind me. I could go back to that. For an example, right? Look at 3-6 Mafia. Look at 3-6. They getting super paid off of shit that they did a while back. They just flipping up the beats, you know what I'm saying, making it sound different, and then selling it to these new artists. They getting paid every time somebody samples some of their old shit, because their old shit was that dope, right? Every time somebody even samples something, they getting paid. So not only is DJ Paul and Juicy J getting paid off of that, they still producing and just flipping up some of the old beats that they made already and getting super paid from that. But if they never put out that work that so many artists is going back to, they going back listening to that like, damn, I'll do something with this beat. They holler at DJ Paul, Juicy J, and they just flipping the beat up a little bit and then selling it to them, getting paid. But if they never put that out, that wouldn't even be available for these new artists to even go back and look on that and even hear anything. So if they didn't do that production back then and they just quit, then guess what? These new artists, they wouldn't know nothing about them. So this applies for people that's looking to start a business, that's been having, you know what I mean, that have dreams, all of that shit. You got to keep working. It's never going to happen when you expect it to happen. Sometimes shit catch fire down the line. But if you quit, though, that is the worst thing that you can do. I can't quit. I have a real passion for what I do. I'm developing a real passion for YouTube too. But listen, I want to do a lot of things. And if I got a passion for it, most definitely. That's all I'm doing right now is things that I have a passion for. If I ain't got no passion for it, then I ain't doing it. Because then you just making it about work. You just making it about money. You making it about, and then you're going to be griping because shit ain't taking off the way you wanted it to take off or at the time that you wanted to happen. I told you, when I put out each album, I'm like, man, I know this shit gonna work. Guess what? Didn't work. Put out another album, man, I know this shit gonna work. Didn't work. Still didn't catch fire. You know what I mean? And even then, I knew I wasn't even ready back then. Right now that my mind is right, now that I'm aligned with the universe and I got a better relationship with God and all of that shit, listen, each day I'm feeling, like I'm ready. Each day it's like I'm getting myself ready. It was like meant to be. Like I needed to get myself right before other things started happening and working. And right now, I'm making the best music I ever made. Way better than the shit that I was putting out back then. And now my mind right too? Come on. Yeah, I still got work to do on the music side and with myself. But guess what? It's going to happen when it happens. I got to stop. I knew I had to stop thinking like that because all I'm doing is making myself disappointed. Because my expectations, you know what I'm saying, is just way up there. And I'm not even thinking about the whole process and all those other things that I need to be thinking about and considering. I wasn't even considering working on anything about myself. I'm just putting out product, you know what I mean? And just thinking that it's supposed to work. My mind ain't right. My body ain't right. None of those things. None of those things was right. None of those things was lined up. Addictions and all of that shit, man. Listen, I could look in this camera and tell y'all I was not ready. I was not ready. But now that I'm working on all these things, listen, I will get there. But you got to have a passion for what you do. If the passion's there, you wouldn't even consider quitting anyways. So keep working. It's not going to happen right away. It's not going to happen when you expect it. But when it do happen, guess what? You're going to tell yourself, man, I'm glad I didn't stop. I'm glad I didn't quit. Now I got all this inventory and all this experience behind me. I done been through some things. And like 50 say, now your skin thick enough to handle anything. Because you done been through disappointment. You done been through the process. You know this, you know that now. Your knowledge is up there. So you know more. Disappointment is nothing. You felt that already. It's like, and I kept going. I done felt this way before. I'm going to keep going. And guess what? Listen, won't nobody be able to tell you nothing. Won't nothing shake you. Your skin too thick. You done been through it already. So never quit, man. I just want to relay this message and show y'all that clip, man, because it's all facts. Don't stop. Nothing great happens overnight. Remember that. When it's something huge, listen, it's gonna take years. I watched another clip with Rick Ross, man. You may as well slap 10 years on it. You may as well slap 5 to 10 years on it when you're working on something great. But if you quit, then you can just cancel all that out. Yeah, and cancel out any other plans too while you at it. Any other dreams, because all these dreams gonna take time. All right? And that's my word, man. My name Jason, it's Sinn-Take. I'll holler at y'all later, man. Peace. First, I'ma get on my grind. Then second, stop wasting my time on shit less important. If ain't about money, I'm going the other direction. And third, I'ma do what I gotta to eat. Fourth, I'ma sew up the streets. Fifth, I'ma never quit dropping this heat. So as long as I'm breathing, you better get used to me. Sixth, I'ma get